Uh, uh, so the last meal that you had, it was drenched with the blood of living entities. It sounds horrible to our to us. To it sounds really horrible to our ears to even comprehend this. That how it's possible. It is the food that is getting cultivated, the food, the crops, be it the vegetables, be it whatever you consume, it comes through the soil. And on a massive scale, we are pumping, and pumping poison and chemicals into it for better yield. Obviously, we need a better outcome, more and more outcome from what we sow in the soil. So for that, what we do, we put chemicals to it. Obviously, it becomes trash in a way. It loses the nutrition value, the micronutrients that is can be seen in our bodies as well internally on a very fundamental level. At the same time, it's destroying and killing and slaughtering the worms over there, and obviously other life forms and other organisms too. So all these worms, if they die over there, as you pump the soil to produce to cultivate more and more vegetables or crops for your own gain, it is killing them and slaughtering them, and so people also would be impacted. This, it's a karmic cycle. It will come back to us. It will come back to you, to me, to everyone on the planet. It would be reversed. It would be once again, we would be suffering like those small entities are suffering, those worms are suffering. But right now, in our perception, what we have that suppose if a big sort of a living entity is getting slaughtered, be it a cow, or obviously that is horrible, or a goat or a chicken, that is considered as violence, and we are turning vegan or vegetarian. But over here, even if you had a vegan or a vegetarian meal, last meal that you had, still it had the blood, it was drenched with the blood of that worm, or those trillions of worms possibly. So we are not untouched with that slaughter. Even if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, it's still impacting you. It's still impacting me. So irrespective of being a vegan or a vegetarian, our diet, whatever we had, we are gathering that karma. So until and unless the organic content is increased in the soil through whatever medium it is, through uh, trees, vegetation, cover crops, grasses, and it would automatically put down the fertilizers and the chemicals usage. We are not questioning, but we're not saying that bring organic farming into picture. What we are saying is, what has been said is, putting back the organic content in the soil, it would reduce the use of those fertilizers and chemicals automatically. Okay, because switching over to other mediums is not possible in the times we are in. We have been here because of the fertilizers that we are using. We cannot completely just wipe them out and start doing organic stuff. Once we just make sure, once we put the organic content back to the soil, but whatever medium, through animal waste as well, by getting all those sweet animals, the bovine animals roaming on the streets back to our lands to consume all the unwanted straw over there, and to put back the shit in that soil, because that is what is needed. The tractors you're using on the lands would not shit, and that is what's been told. We need the animals, at least some animals, on the land back, and they're getting slaughtered in the slaughterhouses. And also, we are pumping chemicals on the land and the soil. It would destroy the biodiversity, and it's killing and slaughtering the worms over there. And the food that is drenched in the blood of those worms, it's on your plate. So never consider the next meal that you will be taking. It's not a vegetarian meal, it's not a vegan meal. It has the blood of those worms, and we are doing it unknowingly or unknowingly. We are doing it just because we know a big animal is slaughtered. We understand and can relate to that pain. But if a small worm is being slaughtered, or in trillion of numbers, we don't understand their pain and what suffering they're going through. But still they are, and the karmic cycle would be once again, we would be facing those consequences. And we are, our very bodies is facing it deep inside. But on a massive scale, we are heading towards a disaster, a soundless disaster. So the putting the organic content back to the soil is the only way to come out of this disastrous consequence, this disastrous time we are heading towards, which would lead to food crisis, civil wars, migrations, water scarcity. plenty of stuffs, horrible stuffs. Uh, yes, it's horrible, but we have to understand it's happening right now in this moment. The only way we can protect our lands and the planet and be Earth buddy is at this moment talking about and sharing the awareness about what is needed. And we need the animal shit and the vegetation back on the lands, and there should be a law, a policy that should be totally making sure nobody can break it and do what they want and they turn the soil and their lands to desert. There should be a policy around it because right now there's no one to question it. Turn a land into a desert by plowing it, putting chemicals into it, destroying the worms and the microbes over there. Nobody's there to question it. There should be a policy on this, or else there's no food on our plates. If we have it, it's a trash devoid of any nutritional value. It would destroy our body in fundamental way. So save soil, let's make it happen. Save soil.